Hey, Mystic Michaela spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Today, celebrity aura news, all the pop culture you've been talking about, but in aura color. And we are here today with pop culture celebrity columnist Scotty. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Very excited to be here today.
As usual.
Yes, my favorite topic. It's my favorite episode to do.
Yeah.
Love the pop culture stuff. I really have embraced it over the past.
Especially since you're a columnist.
Right. Yes. it's a very popular column.
Yeah.
Very popular. Couple readers.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to start off right away with something that's really just, facing a lot of backlash. It is the Blue Origin flight. Okay. So what happened here? Blue Origin is a space travel company owned by Jeff Bezos, who's also the Amazon guy.
Yep.
And he's red, by the way. He's red purple. It has been taking passengers up to space since 2021, but the latest trip did not resonate with everybody. A lot of backlash. On April 14th, Blue Origin launched its most recent flight. I guess it was called the NS-31, which made headlines for its all-female flight crew. And let me tell you, they really shoved it down our throats that it was we get it. It's all females. Like they did an Elle cover, a lot of photo shoots in their little Barbie outfits, like everything. Like we get it. They're girls going on a trip to space.
Right. This is
we get it.
Totally opposite of when Sally Ride went into space in 1983, I believe, as the first woman in space.
That's nothing. That is nothing.
That is nothing. Sally Ride, not an inspiration.
No.
But these women, total inspiration.
And if you don't think that, there's something wrong with you.
Right. Exactly. All right,
so it really triggered people.
Yes, and we're going to go through that in a second. I think first let's go through the, let's call them, I'll put quotes, astronauts.
The astronauts.
We're going to go through the astronauts.
Air quote astronauts. Okay, go ahead.
So the first astronaut is journalist Gayle King.
Yes.
Oprah told her she had to go.
Okay.
Oprah did not want to go. She was the first pick, but Oprah declined.
Okay.
But she said, send Gayle King as my proxy.
Okay,
and
we don't know if that happened. Yeah. That's yellow. And Gayle King's a yellow purple.
Okay, yellow purple.
All right, who we got next?
So she's first. All right, next we have pop singer Katy Perry.
Yes.
Let me explain. I can't even say the name Katy Perry without starting my red rant early. I know we're going to do it a little later, but what is it about Katy Perry?
I think you watched too much American Idol when she was a judge.
I'm going to tell you, I don't know what it is. I can't even explain why this woman rubs me the wrong way. Yeah. Maybe nobody can explain, but she really does rub people the wrong way. Katy Perry. And what did you say? She's purple? She's purple blue. Purple blue. Does she wear some red in there too?
Wendy's, Wendy's, the food company, they tweeted something like, can we send her back with a picture of Katy Perry? Like they, like Wendy's did it.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
She should have just stayed.
Everyone's really mad about Katy Perry. I think she's just a little performative or over the top. Right. I think she's awkward. It doesn't land well with everyone. That's what I think. I just, that's my thought. I don't think she means to be annoying to people, but they pick it up as you're trying too hard. She's purple blue. Okay. I think she's always trying to, make art or say something interesting or be kind of, in the spotlight or whatever. That's just her as a person. She's a little theatrical. Okay. And I think people get annoyed by it because it comes off as awkward and then it triggers the parts that are awkward in us. Like, oh my God, you said that, cringe. You're making me cringe like that. Okay. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I can't explain it because, like I said, I watched American Idol last season, and anytime she talked, I had to mute the TV. I truly had to press mute.
I know.
Until she was done talking. Right. And then I would press unmute and listen to the rest of the show.
Right.
And then watch Lionel Richie gaslight contestants telling them they're stars. But that's something else. But
yes.
I guess maybe, she came down after the 11-minute flight.
Right.
And then kissed the ground.
I know.
Maybe that's...
It's a little over the top,
It's over the
it's
top.
not like you were a hostage or something, you know what
Sure,
I mean?
right.
You're brought back to the U.S.
Right. It's not even
after years in prison or something.
Right.
I know.
You weren't even gone for a full episode of American Idol, how long it would take to watch that. So you were on 11 minutes.
Well, she's purple blue.
Yeah,
that's her. That's her jam.
All right. Next we have Carrie Ann Flynn.
Yeah.
Not sure who that is, but
yeah, nobody is. So I really I'm who's this Carrie Ann Flynn? Okay. Oh, side note, we don't know who paid. Some people did pay. It was disclosed that some of these air quote astronauts did pay to go on this flight. But they won't tell us who did or who didn't.
Okay, let me guess on these.
I think Carrie Ann Flynn totally paid.
Okay, I'm going Carrie Ann Flynn paid. Mm-hmm. Katy Perry did not pay.
Yeah.
Gayle King did not pay.
I think CBS paid for her.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I think.
Oprah paid
or
for
Oprah
Gayle.
did.
Oprah
right.
paid for Gayle King. Okay, so
Carrie Ann Flynn she's like a socialite. If you look her up, they say she's a producer, but if you look into that, I think she just like isn't. Like I don't know if she like lent money and support. I don't know. She's just really, really rich. You know, she wore a $365,000 watch into space. Oh. Because, you know, you got to know what time it is, right? Yeah. She's yellow purple, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is fun to try to guess who paid her.
Yeah.
Then we have Aisha Bowe.
Yes.
I'm not sure who that is either.
Aisha Bowe she's like I guess she's a former NASA rocket scientist. She's a CEO of some sort of, it's very green company. I can't even explain to you what they do. You guys could probably, it's like STEM bot or something. I don't know. So she's the CEO of a company.
Okay.
Did I say she's yellow purple?
Yeah, yellow purple.
I think she paid, or her company paid, or it was like, paid. Yeah, for like attention for that. I don't know.
All right. Amanda Wynn was next.
Amanda Wynn is actually like a legit, like, I don't know, overall good person. I don't know how else to say it.
Okay.
She's read Blue to Go. And if you look into what she's done, she's a huge activist for civil rights, for, you know, against the exploitation of women. I mean, she's gone to war, you know, with her words and political and things like that, like bringing actual change to how women are treated and stuff. So I don't know. She's like actual legit.
Okay. I say she maybe didn't pay. Pay.
Like, you think they put her in for like clout?
Clout. She's the clout.
She's the feminist part of this feminist journey.
She's their clout. She's their fallback on when Katy Perry and Gayle King bomb it.
Right.
They bring her out.
Well, Amanda Wynn was there. You can't say one bad thing about her.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And then we have Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez.
Yeah.
Obviously, she paid.
Well,
we don't know how she paid.
It's her fiance's company.
Yeah. Well, she paid in other ways.
Okay. Well, she's red purple, by the way. Okay. All right. So why does this trigger people? And this is the part where I told Scott if we were doing this segment, he would be allowed to have like at least a 1 minute red rant.
This is my moment?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So we'll start with, I guess, reds.
Okay.
So we'll
this is your red rant.
So we're going to go through all the colors.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, let's go through all the colors and why
this triggers every aura color.
Yeah, why it triggers people.
All right, go ahead,
all
red.
Right. So I would say for me that it's the commercial. This is no one's saying it's a commercial. Mm-hmm. So I wish someone would come out and say this is a commercial for Jeff Bezos' company. Was it Blue Origin? Mm-hmm. We got these people, and I wish they would tell who got paid and who's going there as an influencer or whatever. Katy Perry, obviously. And no one's saying it's a commercial. I want you to be telling me that this is a commercial. This is nothing more than a commercial. Okay. That really bothers me that no one's coming out and saying
like, just be honest.
Be honest.
Right.
This is a total
contrived
PR commercial. This is for money. This is eventually what I assume, knowing like how Jeff Bezos operates, right? Amazon. He's going to eventually want this to be affordable to maybe not the average American, but the wealthier Americans. And he's going to want, people to pay. And these flights might go up, at some point daily. Or, and he wants to get people on board that are going to pay. I don't know how much it would cost eventually to go on this thing, but that's the way I see it. Like, he's not doing this for what is he doing this for?
You're right.
Just to send Katy Perry so she can sing a song in space.
Well, it's weird
for 11 minutes.
There was like a lot of backlash, and Gayle King was saying like, something. She like doubled down on it.
Oh, what did she say?
And she was saying something to the effect of, he really cares about the planet, Jeff, and this company, and he really cares about, forward thinking, and you don't know what we're doing. Like, this is important research or something, because people are like, it was a joyride to space. Like, it's not, and it's bad for the environment for a lot of people who are like, man-made climate change, and then this is like creating it. I just had this dystopian thought when you were talking.
Yeah.
That in a couple of years, we're going to see like some influencer's kid having a birthday party on a Blue Origin flight. Like, yeah, like something like that.
Something like that. Exactly.
And, cake. And then we go up in the Blue Origin and we all take pictures and we come down. Yeah. Happy 11th birthday or whatever. So I got really like sad about it.
Yeah, no, this is to me nothing more than a commercial.
Okay.
And, eventually you can say, well, Katy Perry did it. She came back fine. Because you're going to have to convince people to go.
Yeah.
You have to convince them that it's safe to go.
Yeah.
And then you have to convince them that it's worth the money to go.
Yes.
So this is just the start of one big it's just a big commercial.
Yeah.
No one said that. And then they're masking it with the whole, it's the woman's thing.
I know.
And that is, it just doesn't land well.
It doesn't.
For me.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me.
It's a fabricated feminist event.
It's a fabricated feminist event.
Yeah.
This is not Sally Ride in 1983, or I think she went up in 84 too. This is not a Sally Ride moment.
Right.
This is a contrived commercial moment.
Somebody said it's like Hunger Games, you know? Like we're watching all the people in the Capitol doing their weird stuff where the rest of us are like, oh, okay.
Okay, so like a distraction.
Also
moment.
watching people that have so much money and are so out of touch do such weird things where the rest of us are just kind of like scraping by, you know, or worrying about real things in our life that affects us. It's just so out of bounds for the normal person. Okay. It's like so superfluous.
Okay, so maybe that would be like the Blues would be like kind of like upset that.
Yeah, so I think like with Blues, they're like, you know, people are starving.
Right.
You know, or you know, there's kids without healthcare. There's like wars going on. I mean, there's like so much going on down here. I can see Blue War as being triggered by that.
Right. And this guy's spending millions of dollars to put 5 women.
Right. And then saying it's for science. I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And then purples might be triggered. Let's just go through them.
Okay, let's go. Purples.
Purples. Right. I think purples might be, you know, purples being purples. They're like, is this going to be your whole personality now? Katy Perry and everybody else who went, like, is this all you're going to talk about? Like, is this like, is this it? Do we, you know, is this your anecdote forever? Right. It's such a contrived anecdote.
Why Katy Perry? Like, is anyone questioning, like, the purple's question, like, why?
Well, I think you said it.
Or is that a yellow? No, but why was she picked? Like, why was she picked?
Well, and then people said she really missed an opportunity not to sing her, like, she's got that song, Fireworks, or that E.T. song she's got. Yeah. Or whatever. You know, and come to think of it, I think Katy Perry might also trigger people back to that conversation. Like, sometimes Purple Blues have to try a little harder to, like, fit in that world. So I wonder if she's goes over the top. People are just like, inauthentic. Like, it's inauthentic really stresses everyone out as a society.
I mean, I'm really curious, like, why her? Like, was she, like, their last call? Like, no one else wanted to do it?
Well, I think it's what you said. It's like, it's friendly. Like, Katy Perry went up, so...
No, I understand why they picked Katy Perry, but I'm saying, like, when Jeff Bezos is selecting his musician, because he needs a musician, like, why didn't he try to go for Lady Gaga? Why Katy Perry? I'm saying.
Well, I don't know who else he reached out to, but...
That's what I'm saying. I think she was the last... I think everyone else said no.
Oh, I bet her streams went up. You know, like everyone's playing her music. Yeah. You know, all the news channels are going to play her songs.
So she maybe saw it as like her career was on the down low.
It's exposure.
And then this would bring it back up like a rocket ship. Okay.
Well, yeah, like a rocket ship, right?
Okay. All right. We got the purples. The blues we said probably because social issues.
Yeah.
What about yellows? Why would a yellow be triggered?
I can see yellows being triggered for a lot of the reasons you were talking about, like crunching numbers and honesty and things like that. But on a more superficial level, I can see, okay, so they all glammed up in such a weird way. Okay. Okay, like, I mean, this is, like, if I'm thinking, like, my yellow friends are thinking, they're immediately looking at, everybody comes in full-on hair, makeup, extensions. Like, they were... all looked identical. It's like, did the same makeup artist work on it? I don't know. But, like, and their hair was just so... like clipped and extensions and just weird, and they all just kind of floated around and took a selfie. I can see yellows being like, I don't agree with a lot of your choices with makeup and hair. Not to get so, because yellows have a problem with sometimes like details like that, and I just feel like it was a little bit contrived and identical and a little gauche. Okay. I can see yellows being like, that's gauche, like your whole look.
All right. I agree with that. Okay. Indigos.
Thanks for agreeing with that. Indigos are just like, why do you want to go to space? Right. Like, personally, zero interest as an indigo leaving my house, let alone the planet. Okay. I mean, all the air's down here. Like, why do you want to? Yeah. Okay. What about... And don't encourage people I know to go. That's my other indigo pet peeve with this. Right. Like, please don't make this interesting for people in my life, or some sort of possibility like they're going to want to do this now, so I have to worry about them. And please don't ever put me in a position where, you know, there's some sort of Amazon click special where it's like, oh, look, you can go for $50 and I'm going to get pressured.
That's what I'm telling you. It's going to happen. These are going to be daily run flights at some point.
I don't like this.
Yeah. All right. What about the greens?
I think the greens are like, with the air quote astronaut thing. It's like you were up there for 11 minutes.
Right.
Like what research? And that's not long enough. If you were green, I can see you and you were into space in green. I want to be up here a while.
Right.
Where's also, I don't know. It didn't look like they were running any controls up there, by the way. I can see greens being like, how does this work?
Okay.
There wasn't like enough, gears and buttons for them to push.
Right. They want to be, if they were up there, they wanted to collect some data.
Yeah, they want some data.
They want to collect data.
Yeah.
They go up, collect data.
They want to like measure something or I don't know what they want to do. They're greens. Right. But like that. And they're only up there 11 minutes. Like why, please, not long enough to be legit.
Okay. What about the turquoises?
Turquoises are going to tell you how this was a conspiracy and it never happened. And actually, there is a video. You go look.
You're saying the Jumanji ship might have never left Earth?
Like it never left Earth or something. And then the yellows will be like, yeah. Because if you look, their hair doesn't go all the way up. Like if you look like when they're floating, like their hair is like mid. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
The turquoises always get me because I'm like, well, like I think they did go up and everything, but then they throw out their theories, and I'm like, well, maybe not.
Well, maybe not because this to me is a commercial. I'm going back to the commercial, and like those influencers that got caught like on like taking them like on private like their private jets, but it's really just like a set of a plane or something, and you pay to go on that set. Yeah, it could be that.
See, the turquoises are getting you too.
I'm with the turquoises.
But there's a video of Jeff Bezos. He wanted to unlock the door for them. Like they had landed and he's like, I'll unlock the door. Yes, sure and he had this like weird tool to do it.
Right.
And then you can watch the video and make your own assumptions or your own observations of what happened. But the door just kind of popped open from the inside, not the outside. Okay. Like it was some sort of cardboard box. Like you can look at it. I watched it like 3 times. I'm like, what? That's all that was separating you from space, by the way. Like, even if that was real, it was so thin and it just like pop. It just like popped open.
All right.
So they'll tell you it's a conspiracy.
All right. I'm with the turquoises here.
Yeah.
And the pinks.
I think the pinks aren't into, like, I think the feminism thing might bug the pinks a little, like just pushing it down our throats a bit. And also, I don't know. I didn't know what to say for pink. So I was like, no one more glitter. You can't pick your own color spacesuit.
Maybe they wanted the suit to be pink.
Maybe, yeah. Like if I was a pink and going to space, I'd be like, my suit needs to be pink.
Right.
Thank you. I don't know. I think pinks are just like, I don't care about any of this. Yeah. Even enough to get mad about it. Like they're just like, whatever.
Do you think there's any combo or any color, I don't know, that actually thought this was like amazing?
A majority of the people that went up were yellow purple, which I thought was interesting. So maybe I don't think it is surprising to me that Katy Perry went up being a double empath I would think like to go up you have to have a logic color for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe a yellow purple thought it was cool only if I had to pick a combo. Only because they're thinking like that would be a great bachelorette party or like something. Like you got to think that's the only combo I can think of because they're thinking in the future when they're going to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the first one to sign up for it.
Okay.
And that would be like a great gift to my 11-year-old on her birthday.
How about this question? let me look at
I mean, because yellows are on top of things.
How about
like
this
that.
question? Do you think there's anyone listening to our podcast right now and is yelling and saying, this is a great historic moment? How could we be dissing it like this? This was just so incredible that this happened.
I don't know.
Is there anyone that feels that way?
One.
I mean,
like,
sure.
Maybe there's a green quiz or something.
Somewhere, yeah.
I was like, this was cool. I liked it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're all on the same page on this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is...
Well, I think let us know why you thought it was...
I'm going to be honest. I never saw any footage of this. I just turned it off anytime that they mentioned it or they said a story on it was coming up. I just turned it off. So I didn't see any of this. All right. But, let's focus on the real heroes here.
Yes.
And there were 2 NASA astronauts, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, that did go up into space and spent way more than 11 minutes.
Yes.
What are their colors?
Yeah, so Suni and Butch I think they were just supposed to be there for a week, but they ended up up there for like 9 months.
Yeah.
And we all were like, oh my God, every time I saw them just floating around, like Suni's hair, back to the hair thing, Hers is all over when you see her. And these girls' hair are like just midway. It was just very weird. Anyways, Suni Williams is indigo green.
Okay.
So I can see her being a little bit better with that much alone time, but still. And then Butch Wilmore, he's Christmas tree guy. I think he's blue-green, but he wears so much red. And then I looked into him. He was in the military and stuff like that, I think. Like, he did a lot of stuff like that. So that can influence you, but he's Christmas tree guy. So their training and their dedication and their just like extreme ability to focus probably kept them okay. I will say that when they got back on Earth, they were filming them getting out of, I don't know, the pod or something. Yeah. And they both had the most blue aura. And either, you know, like in a not great way. Like Suni was like all blue. Sometimes I'll see that if you're not blue, and it's just kind of the shade. It's like a pale, like sickly blue. I felt bad for her. She probably was just so exhausted, and you can't let yourself be excited about it till you finally get there, you know. So I can see them. It really took a toll on their energy, I think. But I don't know. It was really cool to see them come out and see how their energies were just really tired, really different. Yeah.
Yeah. But they probably didn't get anywhere near the press coverage.
They didn't.
As Katy Perry.
Yeah, they did, and because they were stuck there so long. But
right. When they came back, whatever.
I mean,
they've done interviews or whatnot. All right, so Suni and Butch, two heroes, the crew of Blue Origin. We'll leave it at that. Okay. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Love on the Spectrum.
I can't keep track of all my subscriptions. And, you know, I always forget about them, or I tell myself to remember and then I don't. Or I notice I'm paying for one and it went up a little bit and I didn't know that it was going up. You know, sometimes when it comes to spending, it's out of sight, out of mind. Prices go up on all sorts of things, and managing your subscriptions, tracking spending, cutting costs, it can feel overwhelming. But lucky for you, Rocket Money takes the guesswork out of it so you can easily make smart decisions. My Rocket Money alerts me, here's exactly what's going on. This one's going up. You know, you already have this one. It's already there. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Download the Rocket Money app and enter my show name, Know Your Aura, in the survey so they know I sent you. Don't wait. Download the Rocket Money app today and tell them you heard about them from my show. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. All right, so our next segment is going to be on the show Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. I believe it's the third season in the United States. There were a couple of seasons they did in Australia. For me, Australia season 1, Love on the Spectrum, one of the best shows, docuseries, whatever reality TV series you want, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was fantastic, incredible, so pure. Michael was the star, Michael. Was the breakout star from that show, Mr. A+. In fact, I think he actually, you told him his aura. I think he actually DM'd you and you guys chatted because he was very big. He had a couple of spiritual things that he was talking about on the show. Yeah. And you told him his aura. I can't remember what you said. I think he said he was red or something.
He's really cool.
Red and purple,
he's
red
like
and
green,
blue.
He's green.
Oh, green. Okay. Yeah. I apologize. But, and you know, I think the show has changed over the last few seasons. I'm not as happy with it this season. We'll get to that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about autism and the aura in general. And just let's state this. You know, I have an autistic nephew, Eddie. Mm-hmm. I've talked about him on the podcast, especially the episode when we went to Animal Kingdom and the Pandora ride, the flight, I forgot, Fly to the Navi, whatever it was called.
Yeah, something like that. I forget.
You know, I'm very protective. Yes. How about that? Very protective. You have 2 autistic nephews as well. Yeah. Protective, I guess, is the word. We're not experts in autism. I know I'm not an expert. I'll speak for myself. I'm not an expert in autism. Right. I do have a lot of questions about autism and the aura, though. Mm-hmm. And my first question, the main question is it different for people on the spectrum, or is it just like you and me?
Yeah, and I get this a lot with anything you got going on. There isn't one aura for autistic people at all. Right. And I think, I can see... even myself, I'm like, they all have the same aura? No. Like, I thought that. Yeah, because I'll be honest. Like, energy doesn't cause autism, you know? So it's just kind of you're autistic, and then you have an aura, and like anybody else, it will influence the same things that it influences with all of us. Just, how you kind of quirk out with personality, or your motivations, or how you communicate, or your styles, or your interests, or things like that. So no, there is not one aura color for autistic people. I do get asked that a lot.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are like, is it green? Because usually the stereotype with autistic people is focused, and, greens are very focused. But no, that's, just like anybody. No. What I do notice about autistic people is that their auras are more free. They're not as restrictive in their energy like a lot of us are. Maybe that's some of the perks of not always playing into, and again, I'm not an expert either. Okay. Right. But maybe that's some of the perks of not always playing into all society's constrictions. Okay. So I'll see sometimes, like, and we're going to go through this list, I'll see more turquoise or auras with autistic, just because they'll let themselves be. If that makes sense. Would you see
less inauthentic colors? Meaning they're not going to be wearing a red, or not going to be wearing a purple.
Yes. Yeah, they're more authentically themselves.
Okay.
So I'll see, for example, I don't usually see a lot of turquoise guys, but like with autistic people, and if they're male, I'll see more turquoise male auras. Okay. Or I don't always see a lot of green women, because, society kicks out green when you're a kid. But I'll see more, green adult women, autistic women who are green auras. So it's just kind of like, that's cool. Like maybe that's the perk of not always fitting in, that your aura can do its natural thing.
Okay.
That's what I know.
Is there any color that wouldn't come up? Or
what do you mean?
Like maybe you would never see pink or something.
No, I see pink. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Abby's pink.
All the colors of the aura spectrum can be seen.
Yes, I've seen all. Yes, yeah.
And forgive my, not knowing these things.
I get this a lot from people. People ask this question a lot. And, I do a lot of readings, and a lot of parents have autistic children. And, if anything with autism, I feel like they're actually, this is just what I get energetically. I feel like there's some sort of gift where they can go in a more locked in way than we all can. And it's a beautiful gift in that way, that they're actually more themselves, or they can really feel deeply in that's like a big, I think, misconception, that they're not sensing or not feeling sometimes, or they're not connected. I feel like they're extra connected. Okay. And it's so intense. I mean, that's what I get when I do a reading a lot of times for autistic people.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. And then what about like balance of color? Is it typically, would you see it as a good balance, or does it like a green would really shine through?
Oh, that's interesting.
A blue would really come through.
I think it depends on the person. It definitely depends on the person. Okay. There's, variety like anywhere else, but maybe just less constriction with what society tells you to be, since they're already like living like, I don't fit in, and they know it, so I might as well just do me. I think that allows for actually more freedom with their energy.
Okay. All right. So let's go through some of the people that are featured on the show.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I don't know if we'll get to them all, but
okay.
All right, some maybe we could just do real quickly too. All right. So we have Abby and David.
Yes.
Now we've only watched, I think, 4 or 5 episodes this season.
Episode 5. We just finished episode 5.
So I don't know how many episodes are left. They haven't really been featured too much,
right?
But they were featured prominently in, I think, the first season.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last season they went to like Africa. So this season I haven't really seen too much of them.
Yeah.
But all right, let's start with Abby,
very pink.
Okay.
Abby's so pink. Then sometimes I see blue, sometimes I see yellow in there, but like predominantly pink. Yeah, and I think she just lets herself really hang out in that aura color. It's interesting, since being with David, she feels like she can kind of pop out of her pink a little bit more to kind of interact with him and then come back in. And then I think she definitely brings him into her pink aura bubble. So when they play or when they talk or whatnot, he definitely, and he's so cute. David's green blue.
Okay.
So I feel like David will lock into her pink aura joy bubble, and he's like, okay, let's go there. And then they have their conversations and their I don't know, the funny things they talk about when they do feature them. It's like they're very locked in to what they're talking about.
Then he wouldn't be wearing the pink. He'd just be
He's just like,
playing
he's playing with the pink. He's playing in her pink sandbox. Like, she's like, come on in. He's like, let's go. Then I think that they work. But she's very inviting into her pink world.
Okay.
You know, like the pink aura bubble. I always say, like with pinks, they have their own bubble. You're welcome to come as long as you don't bring your negativity. And they're, you know, but it's their alternate universe where you're going to do their thing, you know, like that. And Abby seems like she's very much in control of her pink playtime. And David's a really great participant. That's probably why they work. Because he's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about that. You know, and she gives him like little leads and then he picks them up. So they work. They're cute. They get along. It's nice.
All right. Yeah. So next we have Connor.
Yeah.
I believe they're from Georgia.
Yes.
So Connor, he's into like a lot of the like quoting old TV shows. Yeah. He's Lord of the Rings.
Right.
He's funny. He's always like, you know, I don't know if he's into Star Wars, but like those kind of shows. Yeah. Really big into that. He loves to do a quote from them. He thinks he's hysterical, which he is.
No, he is. He's got like great, the way that he just
good delivery,
cadence.
Yeah, good cadence. He's got the cadence going down.
Right. He's a deep thinker.
What about Connor? What do you think his...
He's like indigo blue. So like blue to go. Like sometimes I'll see indigo on him. Sometimes I'll see more like blue to go. But he feels to me very deep emotionally, big thinker. I feel like he reads people really well. He picks up a nuance very quickly. He's got some green too.
Yeah.
He to me just is, you know, he gets in his feels. You can see that when you watch the show. He thinks a lot. He's very analytical. I think he is very self-aware in a lot of ways. And so when he takes his little walks to kind of center himself, excuse me for a minute. And then you could tell he's like working it out before he comes back, you know, which I think is a lot very blue to go. If I could do that, I would. You know, society tells me I can't leave a conversation for 20 minutes and then come back with a better thing to say.
Right.
Which, you know, but if I could, I would. And I think that that's what he does. And I'm like, that's so like indigo/blue to go like that. Anyways, his mom though, he wears a little purple, which I think is interesting, but it's not his. Okay. But his mom's so purple. Very purple. I think he wears a little mom here and there, which is interesting.
He gets annoyed with the mom a lot
too.
He
does. The mom.
Well, so here's my thing when I'm watching. And again, I know this is just edited and all that. It's still at the end of the day a reality TV show, so I don't know exactly what is being shown. So I get a little protective of Connor when I'm watching it. Yeah. And what I don't like is, you know, like this season, I did not like that they set him, the first date he had was someone that was from lived out of town, lived like I don't know how many hours. I think they said Tennessee or something like that, hours away. Yeah. So like there was no chance of this being successful in my mind. Mind. So, and you're saying he's blue to go. And right. So why are they putting him through that? Yeah. That's my question. You know, and the second season, I can't remember, it was the second season or the first season, he really did. I don't think he wanted to be dating. And I don't know that he still wants to be dating. Maybe he does. I don't know. It just, from the edit, it seemed like he did not want to be dating. And it seemed like they were pushing him to go on dates. Yeah, you didn't like the pushing. I didn't like the pushing of it. The poor kid, his whole life is probably being pushed, though. Right. You know, because it's now you got to go to work. You know, you have to expand your horizon so that you can be independent, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, so that did bother me a little bit again. And that makes sense now that you're telling me that he's blue to go. Yeah. Because I do feel like I'm a protector of blues and indigos. Yeah, I know. Plus, he's probably a homebody. Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, by nature. By nature, it seems like he loves his dogs. Stay home, play with the dogs, watch Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I mean, I get it. But his mom is purple blue. Yeah. But she wears a little, I call it, GSD, get stuff done, red, a little GSD yellow. Like you can see that on her. So she's like very pushy. Right, very pushy. And you can kind of tell that she might even be holding back a little. But his reactions to her are very like, okay, mom, like back off, lady, like a little. And she's like always like, well, she's like that. Yeah. So their dynamic is a little interesting, but I thought sometimes to me too, I'm like, that's a little uncomfortable to be watching. This seems like a private family conversation and I'm watching it, but maybe that's important for people to see who have that situation. Yeah. But Georgie, he's really into Georgie. He does seem to be into Georgie. Georgie's so cute. So Georgie's purple green koi, again, interesting aura colors, I think, are more maybe
noticeable in autistic people because, again, they're not as like constrained by society. But purple green Kois is a very interesting aura combo. But yeah, she seems like very, again, into his energy, like understanding him, giving him time to communicate his thoughts, whatnot. Their energies look very compatible when they're together, like on their little dates and stuff. Like she's like, okay, chill, go with the flow, like whatever, you know, and where he's a little bit more like in his, I can see him getting stuck in his cycles or his loops or whatever, where he's like, okay, I got to work this out. Hang on. I got to think about that. And then she just is like, okay, whatever. Like you do you, you know, and I love that. Okay. She's a very chill vibe.
Okay. What about, Adon. Oh. I like Adon.
Oh, Adon.
I like Adon.
I love Adon.
Danny and Adon. So
Poor
Adon, very, I don't know. Yeah, he's got to be red, right? He's a red. You know, he does not want to play Jumanji. No. Danny. I mean, I thought also this was getting a little too personal. Like,
like that to me, I was like,
love on display, like dating, and then but then when they're getting, it got a little. I don't know. I was a little bit put off by that too. But again, Adon's got to be the red, telling Danny. You know,
I was uncomfortable for that because
right?
I felt Adon's discomfort.
Yes,
and he's religious,
right?
And like I totally relate to that feeling. You know, growing up that way. That like somebody talking about that, like to me, I felt that inside. And how many times, and I love that Adon kind of showed, he's red blue, by the way. Okay. I love that they showed that because I feel like with autistic people too, it's hard on their sleeve a little bit more. And the rest of us, like if somebody had talked about me before I was ready to do that or whatever, if somebody had that conversation with me when I was in Catholic mode or what, I would have been like, oh, like inside, like, oh my gosh, I would have felt just like Adon did on the outside, but I would have kept that somewhere and shoved it away.
Right.
So like seeing him just express that was so vulnerable and relatable.
Yes. With the phone, he had the phone call with his father.
Yeah.
And really talking about
it really touched my heart.
The morality of it.
Yeah. And he's like red and he's like, this is my ideals and this is what I have to tell her and make her feel okay about it.
Right.
And he held her hand while he talked to her about it. So I thought he was very respectful to himself and her.
Right.
I like Adon too. Yeah, you're right. He's funny too with his voice. His
represents
cartoon voices.
The red blue.
He does.
I love that. I think, he did it. I don't know what happens afterwards.
I don't know because we're only in episode 5, but it doesn't look good. Danny is green purple.
Green and purple.
And
she loves
animation.
Just loves animation. That's her number one thing. Animation.
It's so funny. Also, her style is very green purple.
Right.
To me, like she's very put together. She's got her cute, quirky outfits and stuff. I love her. She always got cool glasses and accessories. She's fun. She's fun to watch and look at.
All right, Perry and Tina.
Perry, she loves. What is the tea?
I think. We got to ask our people from Boston. I think it's their transportation transportation system.
Is it? I've never been to Boston, so I don't know what the deal is with the tea. Is it just like who would like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've been in like New York City. I was in there. The subway. I hated the subway. Nobody wanted to go on the subway. Or in Chicago, I think they have the L.
Okay.
I don't know if people like the L in Chicago, but apparently Perry loves the tea.
Have a terrific day
in Boston.
She's really funny.
But it seems extreme, but hey, if that's what you like.
No, I just think I love it, and it makes me want to go there and be like, okay.
Yeah.
I want to wrap my head around it. Anyway.
Like we keep saying, like, they need to be paying her.
They do.
For advertising.
I hope she's got free.
I hope so.
Admission. She can just ride it whenever she wants.
If Perry doesn't have free ticket to ride the tea at all times, I'm going to be very upset.
My assumption is no one loves the tea more than her.
I would agree with that.
And her little friends that she like does her tea rides with.
Right. Oh, right. She's got a couple friends that she rides with.
All right. So she's turquoise purple.
She's
turquoise purple. She just seems very independent. I love that she owns it. She's like, I'm autistic. She says, I'm unapologetically autistic, which I thought was so great. She's like, I own it. I like the things that I don't care if it's childish. That's part of who I am. That's part of the fun parts of it. And I embrace it. And I think that that's very turquoise of her. Like, do not shush me. I will not change my ways for you. This is who I am. If you don't like it, like she said, exit the rear. She's got her line.
Right.
And I thought that was cool. Very advanced turquoise of her.
Okay.
And then Tina is her
date.
Her date.
Yeah, we didn't see the last couple
we
episodes.
We don't know if they work out.
We don't know if they work
Tina
out.
Tina is green, purple, blue.
Green, purple, blue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Madison.
Oh, I love Madison.
And Tyler.
I love Madison. Oh, Madison.
She's making the one that makes all the bracelets.
And she's got her dolls.
Got all the dolls.
I love that.
American Girl dolls.
Yeah. Because, let's be honest. I get a perfect. I love my American Girl doll, as the children know.
Yep.
And so it's so sad. We got to put these things away. Well, if you're Madison, you don't have to.
No, you bring them out.
Yeah, they're out, and they come out with you.
Yes.
She's turquoise. She's a little yellow.
Okay.
And she's a little pink.
Okay.
Like a little pink sparkle. Like a little bit.
A little bit.
But mostly turquoise.
Okay.
But with the yellow. She's kind of together, but also she reins in her turquoise a little with the yellow. Okay. She seems very aware of what other people want from her. But then her mom showed up for a millisecond in an episode. Mom's so yellow.
So yellow.
So I wonder if she got a lot of that yellow mom training a little bit. Okay, this is how we have to, kind of. Yellow moms are like that. Right. They're going to help you format how to think about things, and once you have a yellow mom, you speak yellow for the rest of your life. So I wonder if that's kind of,
yeah. I mean, she has all those beads and crystals and all those things.
She's very organized.
What do you call those little charms?
Yeah.
But they're all very organized.
Oh, yeah.
If you see in the background, everything looks very, very organized.
I would love to go over there, and the kids would too,
oh
but
God.
I'd be nervous.
Yeah.
Is it okay? But I feel like she has a system for that. She's listen,
yes,
this is how you're going to do it. You just listen to her rules, and then you'd be fine.
Yeah, there's definitely a system because Tyler, again, I don't know if they're still together, but the date they were a boyfriend. I think they said they were boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
they were collecting shells, and I think he did it the wrong way.
He did it the wrong way,
and she got very upset.
She was like, "I'm just going to take all this out."
Or it looked like she was upset. I don't know if it was editing. Again, I don't know if it was editing, but
I loved that.
It looked like she was upset.
It was so funny. But he's just like, oh, okay, that sounds good.
He seems very chill, this
guy.
He's
blue purple.
Blue purple.
Tyler's go with the flow.
Oh, yeah, he's a go with the flow guy.
He's easy peasy.
Yes, and he knows every chord that every country song
I love that.
was, played it. I don't know.
That's very purple
to
care that much about music. I'm surprised he's not green, though, but he's blue purple. That's what I see on him.
Right.
Oh.
And here I'm going to go with a negative here for the show of season 3.
Yeah.
The first date they set Madison up with.
Oh yeah.
The young man obviously couldn't handle being in public.
Yeah.
He had to wear headphones, earphones, whatever, earbuds. To me, I don't know why they had to do that.
Yeah.
That to me is the executive producer. We'll talk about that guy in a little bit. Setting her up for failure.
Yeah.
Just for a TV show.
Yeah.
What comes out of that other than, I don't know, entertainment?
That's what,
for people.
Yeah.
I believe it doesn't help Madison in any way.
Right.
No, zero way that it possibly could have helped her, except for lower maybe her confidence. And you know what I mean?
She did great on that date.
She was fine.
Yeah.
She was fine.
But I know what you mean.
Why?
What's out here? Yeah.
Why are you doing that? You know that's not going to work.
You said at the time, you were like, did they cast him just because that was
right?
Going to be that type of show where you're like, oh my gosh, like that.
Yeah.
For that kind of value.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's a spectrum. So obviously he was further down this.
Right.
I don't know if it's further down or somewhere different.
He was somewhere else on the spectrum.
Somewhere else on the spectrum, we'll call it. And it didn't match where she was, or anywhere near where she is. And to me, I don't know why they do that. And maybe they had a reason behind it, but to me, that seems exploitive.
It is TV, yeah.
And maybe it is for that seems where it's just for TV. So I was not very happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. And I think they do this to Tanner too. Our next one. Tanner.
Oh, Tanner.
He is, very affable, talkative.
Yeah.
Loves goats. Chickens and all these other kind of animals.
He lists it.
He lists them. Doesn't like spiders. Doesn't like porcupines, right? And he always asks them, and then you're supposed to tell
what are
him.
your favorite animals? Let me tell you my favorite animals.
And what color is Tanner?
He's yellow purple, which is another example of, I think the bonus of auras and autism is usually I don't see a lot of yellow guys.
Right.
After childhood. And there he is. He's yellow purple. He's probably great. I love when he was describing his job. He's like, what do you do for your job? And he was like, I clean this rug and then I empty this. It was very step by step by step. And he probably is so flippin' clean because he's yellow. Like, I bet that place is spotless.
Did you catch? I don't know if they ever showed his mom. Did they?
Mom's yellow too.
Mom's yellow too?
Yeah.
And the sister, I think they showed.
Sister's more, sister looks a little green.
More green.
Yeah, but mom's yellow. Mom's really yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mom is yellow purple. But Tanner to me looks yellow purple. I mean, he could be yellow blue. I just see yellow purple on him. But he feels to me very like fun and, like the chattiness is yellow purple, a lot of energy.
Yes.
He likes to do things, super positive, really like make sure everybody else is comfortable. That's a very yellow purple trait. Interested too in other people. Yellow purples are always very interested in like, what are you doing? What do you got going on? Like that's a very yellow purple thing as well. Social.
Okay. All right, next up we have James.
James is green purple.
James.
James. And I had to put James's dad.
Okay.
And James's mom.
What are the parents?
This season they feel a little over James.
They
a little
do.
bit more.
Yeah, the dad has been he's been giving them a lot of digs.
They're like, get out of here. Get out of the house, James.
This is my take on James. And okay, it's interesting that it makes sense that he's green purple.
Yeah, dad's green blue and mom's yellow blue.
I think of all these people, James is eating this up the most.
Oh, yes.
He is he's made for reality TV.
He really is.
The rest of them, no, I don't think so. But James is like, he's like the same as like Tom Sandoval almost, like he's, obviously he's not.
I'm going to be honest, I think he's better equipped.
Yeah, no, yeah, actually, yes.
James is shoving every penny somewhere.
I apologize.
I bet James has so much money.
Yes. James is far better than Tom Sandoval and the other was Jackson, whatever that guy, those characters.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is like he's kind of he likes this.
Yeah.
Like you can tell like I think he even mentioned like girls DM him.
Oh yes.
And he's like, I get all these DMs.
Yeah,
and,
he's in his DMs.
He's like, I'm good looking.
His hair.
Yeah, like my hair's perfect. And he's like eating this up.
Yeah.
So I truly feel
you're not worried about James.
I'm not worried about James. Like if the executive producer was, I think Cyan, we're going to get to him as Cayenne is being exploitive of some of these people. I think James does not fall into that category because I think he kind of likes it. I mean, because I think he went speed dating I didn't like that. I didn't like that part because they did set him up with people that were not on the spectrum.
Right.
And I think the date he had, I don't know if he has more dates coming up, but the one we saw was a person that was
telephone purse girl.
Yeah, she was quirky.
She was quirky. I don't know if
but I don't think she was on the spectrum.
Or at least, I don't know.
Or maybe she was. I don't think she was.
We got kind of more of a, you just want to be on TV?
I got the idea. Like this chick just wants to be on TV.
Right.
And that. So, but it does make 100% that make green, purple James. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a character.
He really is. He's funny. This is the perfect sponsor for today because I just reordered a bunch of Lumi for the family. I love Lumi, and it's the only thing I'll use for my family because we all have such sensitive skin. And Lumi is a whole body deodorant. It is safe to use anywhere on your body. Anywhere. Think about it. Use your imagination. Yes, you can use it there. Created by an OBGYN who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It is the #1 whole body deodorant formula. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. I just got their spray deodorant. Oh my gosh. It is revolutionary. It's aluminum free. It's ideal for hard to reach places. And I also have exciting news. Lumi just came out with a brand new scent, Vanilla Bliss. It's super cozy. I have tried that one. I also got unscented. You can do that too. All products are baking soda free and paraben free. And again, it's pH balanced for safe use below the waist, which is a big deal in my family because we all have very sensitive skin. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code AURA for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code AURA at LumiDeodorant.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about the executive.
Okay.
Do we leave everyone? I think we got everyone.
Yes.
I think we got all the main people.
His name is Cayenne O'Cleary.
Okay.
And I think he's worked on like lots of different stuff. But he is the main guy kind of putting this show together.
He's the executive producer.
And he's green, blue.
Okay.
But what we have to talk about.
Yes.
And I don't know. This is taking a turn. Like we are doing a pivot.
Let's say Jumanji.
This is a Jumanji break.
Okay, Jumanji break. All right. So
Question for you. Have you noticed?
Yes. Okay, and this is going to be like not overtime, but an overtime within this part, and then we'll come out of overtime.
Yeah.
So we're actually okay. So if you want to go now, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So we both noticed this.
Yes.
There's been so many shots of the people on the show's feet.
Yeah, you heard us.
Gratuitous foot shots.
It's weird. It's a lot, you guys. Once you notice, you can't not notice. We're not making it up.
Right. And now, you might not have noticed at this point.
Yeah.
But if you go back, check it out.
Yep.
There's a lot of feet.
Bare
feet. Not like sneakers.
No, bare feet.
Bare feet being shown.
Okay.
In fact, even there was one, and we watched this with our kids. Perry, yes. They showed the bottoms of her feet.
Full feet.
Soles. Full sole.
Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't know this, okay, if I wasn't weird.
Right.
But
I might. Not you.
All right, this is where it's getting overtime within. So, like I said, this is your fault if you're listening to this.
Right, it's overtime.
FYI.
Right.
Apparently, soles of the feet are a thing.
Right.
For feet people.
Yeah.
Like, it's one. So they were showing like tops of the feet or feet moving and feet like this. And I mean, I was like, okay, like maybe it's just kind of quirky feet stuff, whatever. Because they show a lot of the pets too. I will say that. Like, they're always showing like the cats or the dogs and things like that. And then they show the feet.
Yes. But here's the difference.
Uh-huh.
The cats and the dogs have a role in what the people say on the show.
This is true. Yes, you're right.
Because when Perry said, "Oh, I have an orange cat," it was after she said,
"Yes."
Tina had an orange cat.
Yeah.
Or when Connor said he likes the dog,
the Pomeranian.
Right. That was after they said the Pomeranian.
That's a good point.
That makes total sense.
But they showed Perry's full soles. Now that is a weird thing. That has a following in a certain fetish community.
Correct.
So we're like, what the frick? This is getting really weird.
Right.
And I don't know. Now I'm going back to like the years 2008, and there's a show called Victorious.
That's right.
And my kids are obsessed with it. And my daughter's the one that pointed out. And I was watching some episode once, and I'm like, what is with all the feet stuff?
Me too.
And my daughter said, yeah, like Dan Schneider was into feet. And so he would do feet things with the cast.
Right. And at that time when I was because I watched those too with her.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
But I just let it go. I was like, oh, this is weird. What's with the feet all the time?
Yeah.
And then I just let it go.
It's a quirky kid show, whatever.
Right. So now fast forward to this, and I'm seeing the feet being shown a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this?
Right.
Now, what's the name of the executive producer again?
Oh, Cayenne O'Cleary.
I want you to do a little read on him in a second. But now he's the executive producer. He oversees everything. I don't know. Is this someone in editing? Is this some camera guy?
Yeah.
But there's definitely something with the feet. There's no reason to show it.
No.
There's absolutely zero. So what is with this guy?
Cayenne, and just to say, I don't know him at all. Right. And I do not know his motivations. This is just a lady who sees colors around people. Prefacing. Okay. He is so green. He is very, 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 very green. He's blue too.
Okay.
So what I get on him is he's brilliant. He feels auras don't really connote intelligence at all, by the way, I think. But sometimes I'll just get that through the colors. Like, he's just a really smart guy. But aurically, like, the green is very laser sharp. It's really bright. He's locked in. He's a focused dude. And I'm just saying that, okay, I'm just saying this is quasi overtime. I do enough readings that I know when someone's got kind of a particular taste on things.
Okay.
You're
saying Jumanji take.
I'm just saying fetishes. Okay, I'll just say it.
Okay.
So it would not, I don't know this about him like at all.
Right.
But he does seem like the type to me, because usually like really, really focused people have a thing.
Right.
You know, it's just their thing. It's just have a thing. And it doesn't mean that it's negative. It's just like a thing. Okay. So I can see him. It's not out of the realm of possibility looking at the guy's aura. Okay. How about that?
Do you think it's this foot fetish thing, or do you think he might have other fetishes?
No, with him, I think it just might be...
Or fetishes in general.
I think it's some sort of thing that weaves it all together subconsciously.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like a vulnerability. Like feet are a vulnerability that are being shown visually. So he's an artist. And I feel like this is a way, you're showing these people's lives. You're showing these people's working things out, working through things that are big deals for everyone, not just autistic people, like love and relationships and dealing with yourself and dealing with family and whatnot. And then you show like a foot. It's kind of showing like the neck or the belly, like the foot. To me, it feels like an artistic, vulnerable moment that kind of unlocks our perspective into what we're seeing.
Okay.
And yeah.
Is it?
I think I'm picking up on like just the way that he's creating.
Is it necessary? Like you can have the show without those shots, right?
I'm not a film producer. I don't see why it's necessary. I think it adds kind of a connection to the character, the connection to the cast member, just like seeing the pets or seeing, but like the problem with the feet is it's sexual. Like people do
for some people.
For some people, not me.
Yeah.
For some,
not me.
Not it. But no judgment. But for some people,
yeah,
it is.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, and I know it's weird because you're like, it's a foot. And I get it because like it's a foot. But for some people, it's like that does the trick.
I'm going to say, look.
And do they know? Do they know that their feet are like just out there like that? Like you in Disney World,
right?
Like when you took your socks off and your dogs were out,
right?
You don't know who you were getting going.
There was a guy that was kind of looking at me in the pouring rain. There he was, staring at my feet.
You put on your Winnie the Pooh socks all slow.
I did. I gave him a show. I knew he was looking. When you sense someone's looking at you.
Maybe it was Cayenne.
It could have been Cayenne.
He could have been there, like filming you.
Yeah.
Wow, this got way off topic.
Maybe the guy from Victoria. I don't know.
Way off topic.
And look, and if you have a foot fetish, that's fine. I don't really care if you have a foot fetish.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, one of my good friends at the gym, he's got a foot fetish.
He does.
He told me about how much he loves feet. He went into detail.
Don't go barefoot in that gym.
Yeah, do not.
He will.
Yeah, if you're female,
you're given.
If you have the right arch, I think he likes. If you got the right arch.
He explained it, and I will never understand the foot thing. But no judgment.
Yeah,
I will never be caught dead in flip flops around that guy, though.
No, he's always checking out people's sneakers. He loves sneakers. So, but anyway, I'm still friends with him. So it's no big deal. But I get
it's just a good turn. I don't know how we get back on track after this.
We'll try after I roast this guy a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
But and the other thing is he's gotten a little more Jumanji this season in his line of questioning, especially I think with Connor. There's a lot of questioning along those Jumanji lines.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a little off-putting to me a little bit.
We asked the spiritual family on Facebook, the Miss Michaela spiritual family on Facebook, we said, hey, does this exploit people or not? Like, we just wanted to know.
Yeah.
And we asked specifically, like, if you have autistic loved ones or if you are autistic, could you chime in?
Right.
And a lot of them did. And someone who is autistic, MMSF autistic said, she said something really interesting. She's like, anybody that goes on reality TV is exploited. So at least like she liked the representation and she liked it. And that's just the nature of the beast.
I get that point to an extent, but I would say like Connor and Tanner and Madison, maybe not James, but them going on the show is different than, let's say, someone, signing up for Love is Blind or signing up for The Bachelor.
Okay.
They know, maybe not the first season or two, but at this point, if you go on Love is Blind, what you're in for.
Right.
Whatever hate's going to come with that or whatever, scandals are going to come with that or whatever ways the producers are going to edit things to make it you look a certain way. Mm-hmm. You have to know that full well. And then you basically are saying, okay, but I'm willing to do it anyway because I want, 100,000, 200,000 Instagram followers. So you know that.
Okay.
I don't know that Connor and Tanner and Madison are thinking along those same lines.
Okay. And then the argument would be, they're not children, they're adults.
Correct.
But I think what you're trying to say is
Right.
Did somebody tell? Like they need just let them be informed,
right? And
you
remember, these are people that do need help. You know, a lot of them live at home or they live in a supervised environment, so they do need help with things. You know, it's okay to say that,
to be cued in on things.
Right. And I think that's different than that's my different. That's I think.
So
that's
you're saying if, like, let's say Connor was your kid,
right?
You'd be like, "Hey, Connor, let me just tell you everything that comes with this opportunity."
Correct.
And then I want you to make your choice. Like, you know, there's opportunity for financial, there's opportunity for, you know, meeting people, there's opportunity for experience, but also there's people that can take advantage. You know, they might be showing your feet in weird ways, like things like that.
Yeah. Like, to me, I don't think that would cross his mind.
So you have to let him, just cue him in.
Cue them in, yeah. So
are they being cued in?
That
is the question.
I would never know
either.
the answer to that.
Me neither.
Right? We wouldn't know the answer to that. We don't know what the parents tell them, or the caretakers tell them.
Right.
So that would be the difference to me, you know.
I understand that.
I don't know.
Like, if it was my kid, I'd be like, I trust you to make the choice that's best for you, but let me just let you know everything that I can tell you that comes with this bag.
Right. And they might not also, I mean, again, I don't know what level they're on the spectrum, but they might not have a full understanding of that.
Of, like, what it means to...
Of what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess some people, and again, some of the Love is Blind contestants might not understand that either.
100%.
You know, like I said, like Tom's, what's his name? The village person guy. Tom Sandoval, I mean, the guy's a joke. I mean... But
that's funny.
Yeah, so
you're just merging all sorts of reality shows together.
No,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're just a little protective.
You're just protective.
Yeah.
And the feet thing kind of threw everything over the edge. And sometimes, like, Cayenne does ask them questions like, "Did you two get jiggy with it?" or something. Like, was one. It was like, what? Like,
a little
try to get them
just a little off-putting.
And it's like, why did you ask? And I know they're adults, but to me, I got the same feeling I did if somebody asked a kid that.
Correct.
A little bit, like, to me.
Yes.
And if that makes me, I don't know, I'm a mom.
Right.
So I feel like I'm always in my approach everybody that way. And if that makes me, like, I don't know what that would make me, but wrong, then that's me then. I'm sorry. Because, like, I feel like I'd be like, ooh, I didn't like how I'd want to pull my kid aside and be like, hey, you know, these are the questions that they might ask because they're looking for reactions.
Correct.
And you give great reactions, you know, just to let you know, like, as a person, you give... Like, Tanner, you give amazing reactions. Connor, you give amazing reactions. And that's why you're a great personality. And you do tend to say things that are funny, you know, and interesting and different and unique. So they might ask you weird questions to get interesting answers.
Which I feel they did not do in the first few seasons.
Wow.
So, and I think maybe it's just an evolution of the show. You have to put, you know, to get more viewership, push the boundaries. You have to do things like this. Yeah. And I just hope that that's not the case. I think it probably is, but... Yeah. That's why I thought the first season was so pure with Michael. They didn't have to. They didn't have to go to these little tricks.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do these things. They didn't have to bring it to that point.
I like the more, like, when my favorite is when they show the families. I like the families together, you know, navigating. I don't know, just letting everyone be who they are and giving them the best opportunities and context and space. I like that part the best.
Okay. All right. So now we're taking the overtime off.
Okay.
So overtime is now off.
Oh, it's off now.
Yeah. So now we're back into regular. That was like an overtime.
Oh, that was overtime?
Yeah, that was overtime within the show.
Okay.
Right? It just wasn't at the end of the show.
Okay, got it.
But I think we could, you know, all right. I think we're good with the pop culture for today. Now we have something more dreadful coming up.
Yeah.
We are, right after this taping, we have to go get our passports.
We do.
And I was just informed, you told me about like 3 minutes before we started recording today.
Yeah.
You're like, Scott, this is the price.
It's very expensive.
Yes.
It's actually makes me a little nauseous.
I figured it out. There's 4 of us.
Right.
So we're all getting and Abby is an underage passport, what they call that, a child passport. So the total cost is going to be $700. Oh
my God.
To get these 4 passports.
That was with the pictures
3 adults,
and everything.
That's with the picture, right? Because we went to get the pictures. Oh, I didn't include the photocopying. So we'll add another $3 for that. Okay, so it'll be $703
to do this.
Now we're hoping things go smooth.
Oh God!
Now
this is where my purple anxiety.
Yeah, this is This is where is going to be yellow.
And my inauthentic yellow is coming out.
Inauthentic yellow came out. It came out the other day when we were photocopying.
Oh, yes.
She had like a meltdown in the library.
I have some sort of order of operations issue.
Yeah. It was just like she was really...
Do I need the back? Do I need the front?
Right, front, back, how many copies? Is it too dark, too light?
Well, you have to photocopy your... And then you have to photocopy your birth certificate when you get a... And they're like the back and the front. And I'm like, is it the back too? I don't know. And
right, so we did it all.
It's very stressful.
That's where the $3 fee comes in. And I'm just nervous because it says... Now, my red kicks in because it says you have to give them your birth certificate.
Your original.
I don't want to give someone my original.
I guess they mail it back to you at some point.
Okay, yeah, that's going to happen.
You can always get, if you don't know, you can get a copy of your birth certificate. It's probably really important to know with all the new voting nonsense that's going on.
Right.
You can go.
I think Doge cut that department.
Oh, well, because I had to get mine and yours redone because they were so old and weird looking. So if they lose this, which I guarantee, it's like it would be another like 25. I don't even know how $25 fee. That's a couple of years ago. Probably went up since then to get a new birth certificate.
So we're looking at a possible another because all of us have to send them in. So possible another
$100, maybe more. Okay, yeah.
So $700 and $703.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting this booklet. Yep. 4 booklets.
Yeah, whatever. But we can go to Canada.
We could go to Canada.
Yay!
So technically,
I really want to go to Canada.
We could go to Canada again if it all works out. If everything, because we don't know. Yeah. We could be in this post office for hours today. You might never hear from us again. Who knows?
They said 1 hour.
Yeah,
I'm so stressed.
They said an hour, but it's terrifying because I don't know what's going to happen in that office. And if we forget one paper, I'm just going to lose it. Like if they tell me like you didn't sign this check correctly or something, I'm just going to lose it.
Well, this is why when I went to the DMV to get Bree's permit, I brought my entire life's history with me. I brought like my marriage certificate. I brought like a gazillion bills.
Okay.
I brought checkbook. Bring the checkbooks. Bring all your ID. I mean, I brought like...
Don't forget our pictures.
I have the pictures. I brought everything you could think of. I'm bringing Abby because I don't even know her like school ID that she uses to buy lunch.
Okay.
Just because I don't know. Like, because they might be like, well, you have to bring a school ID.
Should we bring the cats in case they're just like, you need to show us evidence of your cat?
Like, seriously. Like, it better safe than sorry, my inauthentic yellow tells everyone. Okay. And then you're going to see me all like we can't be late. Like, Megan, I get all sweaty. It's very stressful.
Yeah. I feel the tension already rising.
Yeah.
And we're yeah.
Okay. Everybody, sorry to leave everyone on that note because they just picked it up themselves.
Right. Now everyone else is anxious.
Yeah, because my inauthentic yellow makes everyone anxious, even listeners.
Now everybody's worried about people are looking at their feet. Now they're worried about the passports.
Cover those feet.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah, if you see that guy coming, Cyan with his camera. Cayenne pepper. If you see cayenne pepper coming with his camera, you better.
Unless you're you're a little exhibitionist about it.
Look, Cayenne, if you want shots of my feet, let's talk business.
Gotta wiggle
give me a number. Give me a number. How much you're paying? And
they do. Do you know? You see, you guys all know this, but Scott doesn't. So let's blow his mind collectively. Okay. Do you know that there is a website? I forget what it's called, but you upload pictures of your feet, and people randomly like pay you.
Really?
It's like a really easy way to make some cash.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll check that out.
Okay. I think you'd like it.
Abby told me the other day I have hobbit feet because there was like some hairs on my toe.
You have hairy toes.
Like nobody wants to know this, by the way. Overtime again.
Wait, we're back to overtime.
Back into overtime. Yeah, so she told me I have like hobbit feet because the hobbits have hairy toes and feet. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that's extra on that site.
There's a buyer for that.
Yeah.
There's a looker and a buyer
I'll
for
ask
hobbit feet.
Pepper if he wants.
Any interest in hobbit feet?
All right.
All right. Well, on that note, this podcast is for you and about you, and we're so glad you spent some time with us today.